Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sandy Glaze. I'm a personal transformation and self-development coach. And today is November 1st, 2023. And what I want to talk about today is the month of November. I want to talk about the incoming energies that are coming in and the power of the numbers in 11s and ones, and November obviously being the 11th month. So what got me thinking about this was, I think it was last Friday, I did a video about what we can do over the weekend with the energies, because we know that a lot of the energies are powered to do evil things. And what I noticed over the weekend, that they're losing their power. You can feel it. You can feel that they don't have the momentum they have. But what I started thinking about was, today is November 1st. So we've got 3 ones in here. And what does the number 1 represent? Number 1 is about new beginnings. It's about fresh starts. It's about independence. It's about like being a self-starter, being your own leader. And what I'm noticing happening today, I think a lot of people are picking up on the power of these numbers, and we're seeing a lot of things happening in the United States. And one of them is the Speaker of the House is really taking a run at Mayorkas. And what he said, he used one word that really got my attention. And the word he used was intention. He said, I think it's intentional that you're incompetent, or something to that effect. And when we start realizing the power of intention, this is where our mentalism and our minds can really make big leaps into the changes that we want to see happening. Another thing that happened yesterday, David Icke, if you're not familiar with him, he's on Telegram. I think it's David Icke TV is his website. I could be wrong on that, but he did an expose on the SRA that's happening, and that nothing is being done about it. And I think that even people are getting annoyed that nothing is being done about it, because they realize that this is all intentional. So a lot of really good things happened over the weekend by disempowering the dark agenda. But going back to the ones, what had happened back in 2010, there was the think tank on November 10th and 11th. And basically, it was the people who I think are behind it in the universities doing the harm against the children. And what they did was they used those dates to power up the fact that they weren't going to get caught. And what I'm thinking right now, so we have today that we can empower it, that we want to see good things happening. We can empower it that we want to see maybe justice come into the society. We want to see the old systems falling down. And then we're also going to have these opportunities on the 10th and the 11th. So when you look at the 10th and the 11th, the 10th is going to be 3 ones. The 11th obviously will be 4 ones. But these are powerful days for them. But what I think is happening for us, especially the ones who have a heart-centeredness and a heart consciousness, and you have it naturally, we can turn around and set the positive intentions on those dates and counteract their negative. So we all can do something. And that's what I see happening anyways, that I think is going to make a big difference. And I was watching a video, I think it was yesterday, and they're talking about how to manifest. And it's easy for somebody to manifest if they haven't had bad traumatic things happen in their life. And the word trauma, I think they've made it very ambiguous. And what they've done with it, they put down anything that's happened that's negative as traumatic. And I think the traumas that people experience at the hands of another, especially somebody that they thought was a decent person, or somebody maybe that they had loved or thought highly of, that registers as a betrayal, and a betrayal affects the heart. And we know how much they're trying to shut down our hearts, because it's our heart when we fuel up what it is that we want, and we use our thoughts to bring it, like we use our thoughts to bring it in, but use our hearts to make it land. It's that energy, the heart energy, that they're trying to destroy, as we've seen with certain health conditions that have come up in since that shot that people are taking, right? So we're seeing that. But this is what they're trying to shut down, is our heart energy. And if we can keep fueling up our heart energy and bringing in good things that we want to see. So I think the tide is turning. We're seeing the old systems fall apart. We're seeing them crumble. I don't think we need to help it anymore. It's got its own momentum. And if the people in it can't revive it and make it a decent system, then it's just gonna pewter out. It's just gonna go away. But we still want to bring in the new positive systems of what we want, which is what are the words we want? We want justice. We want fairness. We want, if they use the word equality, what does that mean? It doesn't mean everybody gets the same thing, but what it means maybe is that we're all treated justly. People want different things. Not everybody wants the same thing, so you can't give them the same thing. But what is it that we want to see come into our society? I really, the justice for me is a big one. I think because while we have injustice, what happens? It creates the system of the haves and the have-nots. And I'm watching a lot of people talk about people who've gone through traumatic experiences. It's unfortunate that that's happened to you, but you're the only person who can bring yourself through that. And you have to do that by going through and clearing your trapped emotions, your blocked emotions. And sometimes that hurts so much because you've got so many of them trapped inside you. And if people are looking for sessions, give me a shout. We'll figure something out. But you really need to clear that energy out. And betrayal is one of the worst because you think people that you trust wouldn't do some of these nasty things that's happening, and that's just not the case. There's more nasty people out there than we think. I'm not here to judge. I'm not calling names. I'm not putting anything out there about any one particular person, but you start to recognize them by their behaviors. And when you can put your process ahead of people, you make good decisions. You start to see the darkness and how it operates, because we're told, I can't remember what his name was it Karpman, and he did the victim triangle, and he said there's an abuser, a victim, and a rescuer. And that's not the case. When you start looking at how all of this unfolds, there's many different personality types that are on the spectrum of allowing this to happen. And the ones that I use are the unconscious mind, or the bystander. That's what I call them, that they just, oh, well, that person never hurt me, so I don't want to get involved. But that way you're valuing the person instead of what that person's behavior is. Nobody in any social circle is going to take a run at everybody. They can't, because then they wouldn't be allowed in that circle. So if they've got to cause any harm, they've got to pick one or two people that they're going to target. But if you're one of these people that say, well, they never hurt me, you're enabling it. You're going along with it. The next one is shame-based people. These are people who try to make you feel bad about who you are so that they can gain an upper hand. And even though that person might not be the one who hurt you, if you confide in them, they might turn around and try to make you feel bad so that they do feel superior to you. And often therapists are in that category as well, right? Maybe they'll blame you and ask you what you've done. Then the next one is the enabler. And the enablers, so it was interesting because I did the one video on Friday about the flying monkeys. And when I looked up the enabler, what they say with the flying monkeys is the enabler is the person that the narcissist, it doesn't say sociopath and psychopath, but I would include those. Those are the people that they use to try to distract everybody else. So that's what the flying monkeys are. And we're going to start seeing more of this. What I really like about what I'm seeing, I think the good guys are also picking up this month because they realize that this is such a heavy month for energy that they're starting, it's go time is what I'm picking up on. So the games are going to be played, and it's really important for all of us, no matter what, it's just going to intensify. We know this is going to happen, but it's really important to watch because all these flying monkeys, they're just actors of one sort or another. And I know this is going to be a blockbuster for some people because they're here waiting for this because they know that this is when they're going to start going into action and trying to confuse everybody. So I hope this message gets to people that to trust yourself, because that is always what the goal is. When you don't trust yourself, you can't align energetically. And when you're not aligned energetically, you can't call in your higher sensory perceptions. You don't call it in properly because you've got a like, what do you call it? Like an unbalanced energy field. So it's really important that you line up. I'm going to do more on the chakras and the like the Ida and the Pingala, all the nadis. I'm going to start talking a little more about that and showing you how it works in our body so that we can start bringing our energy inward and align even more as we go forward in the next couple of months, because I have a feeling it's going to get it's going to get a little crazy out here. But anyways, I just wanted to share that. I really see good things happening too. So it's not that all it's going to do is intensify. Both the good and the evil are going to intensify. But the object of the game is to fool you, to dupe all of us so that we don't stop and say, we've had enough of this. We don't want to play these games anymore. It's interesting. I had somebody pull a stunt on me again. They're trying to pretend that they're my bank calling me and I got to call all these numbers and whatever. So I went to the bank and I asked them, is, anything wrong there? And they looked at my stuff and said, no, but they did a search on their bank and they said, this is a common number who's a scam artist online. So I, went back out, blocked the number. Within an hour, that same number was calling me again. So we know these are all the 3-letter agency types. But it's really interesting because I have a friend who her partner works at a bank and is pretty high up. And he was saying to the family that they spend so many thousands of dollars on security measures so that nobody can hack their accounts. And I guess the one son said, I can get in. And the father didn't believe him. He came back the next day and had 5 different client accounts that he could access. And this is one of the big banks in Canada. So anybody thinks our security is tight, I'd say we're all mistaken. So these people can do whatever they want into whatever accounts. And this is what I think. I know they're really pushing for the CBDCs. And I know the Trudeau family is really tied into that with Kyle Kemper. And my understanding is Justin has a half sister. I think her name is Lena. This is off Phil McConnell stuff. But anyways, and she's big into the crypto, but it doesn't mean that if we get a quantum system or the Jacera Nacera system, that it's going to be the CBDCs. They might be trying to power that up and make us think it's coming and be afraid of it instead of looking at it and saying, we're not accepting this. You don't have to charge it with an emotion negatively or anything like that, but just we do not accept this. So I think we're in for some big changes, but just know that they're going to pull out all stops. And some of these people are just dirty dogs. It's just what they are. But it's up to us to call in what we want and do it from a higher place, a place of loving energies or gratitude or happiness or joy or peace or whatever, right? So we are definitely on the spectrum of moving forward. So if you enjoy this, please share it with others, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Take care.